Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Bestie, the podcast where we talk about faith, friendship, relationship, growth, and everything in between. My name is Wani.
And I'm Samario, and today we have a special guest, my friend and designer, Mawollie.
Oh, Mawollie.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, we are going to tap into the topic of what, Wani? Career and adding God into that.
It's really
And just
entrepreneurship.
Career, entrepreneurship, your calling, basically discovering what your calling is.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have her here to kind of just share her journey and how she gets to where she is now. So let's start off by you telling us, like, how did you discover your calling?
Okay. So, first, guys, let me introduce myself
Thank
Yes.
you.
and introduce my brand. My name is Mawollie. A lot of my other friends knows me as Lestina, just in case you're wondering. My brand name is Maison the Mawollie, and currently we are working on Mawollie Bridal.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
And what was your next question?
The question was, how did you discover your calling? Like, how did you get to the point of saying, oh, I want to be a designer?
I always knew I wanted to be in business. Like, I always knew I wanted to work for myself, own a business. Growing up, that's what I saw my mom did. Now, as far as being a fashion designer, I always knew how to sketch. I've always been a creative from, like, my childhood. I didn't think I was going to be a designer. I just knew I was going to be in the fashion space.
Yeah.
But after school, when the going got tough and, you know, it's really difficult when you get so many no's. And so I was like, you know what? I can teach myself whatever I need to know. So I started and we just kept going. Now we're here.
That's amazing. So do you think that your calling kind of like evolved over time from the start to now, or?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the difference between doing something you're good at versus doing something you know you was called to do?
It comes natural to you.
Okay.
It comes natural to you. If you're not called, you can learn something,
Right,
and
right.
of course, you know, even when it comes natural, you still have to learn. But when it does come natural, it's easy to pick up on, and it's easy to just keep going. Like, sometimes I will picture something, and it's something I've never done before, and I'll just do it. You know, I didn't think before I would do it, but in my head, I process it, and I'm like, okay, God, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're working on this.
Yeah.
And we get it done.
Yeah.
So I think it's just natural instincts where you pick up on, it's a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it comes just easy.
Yeah.
But you still have to work on it.
Yeah.
That's it for sure.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of times, like, well, for those who don't know, I try to do a little bit of makeup.
A little bit of makeup.
A little bit of makeup. So, like, because I used to always be that person in the family, Samaria, come do my makeup, you know, all the time. So I was just like, okay, let me, start a business and doing it. And like, because people saw what I was doing. I'm not perfect, but they saw what I was
Don't
doing.
downplay yourself, girl.
You're right.
Right.
But people will see like me and just point out that gift. And like you said, like over time you get better. So each and every day I try to teach myself a little bit more, try to like do a little bit better. But yeah, I definitely can relate to that.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this, y'all. I'm so excited you're here because there are so many people that want to become an entrepreneur and just don't know how to go about it. So I feel like this conversation is definitely necessary because somebody out there can learn.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I would say though? Just start.
yeah.
Just start. Like, it doesn't matter if it's something small. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have everything together. You can just start.
Yeah.
Just start doing it. people are gonna see you, even if you don't think no one is seeing you, even if you have 1 view, 2 views, 2 likes, keep going.
Yeah.
Somebody from that 1 view, 2 likes may be your person.
Yeah.
So just start and keep going.
Yeah.
That's it.
How did you get in that headspace? Because I know sometimes it's easier said than done. Like you'll start it, but then you'll get frustrated because, like you said, you don't get the likes, you don't get the acknowledgement or things like that. So like, how did you like lock in and just
get that motivation?
Yeah, get that motivation because it's not easy.
The hardest part though with that is keeping yourself motivated every day. You sometimes will give up.
Yeah.
There's been times where I'm just like, all right, it's time to shut this down and maybe go back to corporate and just do something else.
Yeah.
And then the next day, one of my clients would text me or somebody would text and be like, hey, girl, I like that dress you made. And I'm like, all right, then, no corporate. Okay. We're going back.
Back to the machine.
This is it. Back to the mission. This is me. This is my calling,
Yeah.
And some days it's going to be hard, but that's why you find you motivational speakers, find you something you can resonate with, even church, like the Bible, versus preachers.
Yeah.
Anything that's gonna motivate you and just have you going, you can wake up in the morning and just put it on, just listen to it. Sometimes I don't want to get out of bed or go and do anything with anyone, but you just find something that will help you, keep you going, and that will lift your spirit. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, every day would never be perfect. Some days are gonna be extremely hard. Some days will have you questioning if you still have to be here, if you still wanna do this. But at the end of the day, you're already there and you're doing it. And you're doing what other people have not even done yet or don't see themselves doing. So you have to look back for those signs and just keep going.
Yeah. And I like that you said that because, Samira talked about her makeup business thing she have going on. I also have my little thing on the side, my boutique, and it definitely is hard, you know what I mean? Like, especially in the beginning when nobody knows you and you're trying to get your brand out there, like, it's so easy to just throw in a towel.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, so nobody's buying, right? Like, nobody's trying to support, or so it seems like. So it's very easy to get unmotivated.
Yeah.
So I like that, finding a scripture in the Bible, just praying about, about it. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
It is hard. And then especially when you have, like, for instance, like, not just the likes and things like that, but when you do have the people who say they want to support, but then they be like, can I get a discount? And I'm like, geez, like, how you supporting my business and you always want a discount? Like,
But you know what? Look for other people outside of your friends, outside of your family members. Because the problem is people would never see, your family and friends see you as what they know you as. They don't see you as what you see yourself as in your head. Everybody else don't know you, so they just know this person is doing this. I'm going to support. Like, I like it. I'm gonna get it. And so focus on that. Don't focus on the discounts. And say no. You don't always have to say. You don't always have to say yes to the discounts. It's not support, because I have to give you discounts. How do I pay my bills? Like, I have overhead costs.
If you can't, I'm sorry to say it, but if you can't afford it, then just go somewhere where you can afford.
That's
like,
so true.
Because you don't go to Walmart and tell them, hey, give me a discount. Like, you don't. So why?
That's true.
But
Yeah, so what does clarity looks like when you're trying to advance to the next step in your business?
Clarity. That's a very interesting question. Only because sometimes there's no clarity.
That's true.
There's really no clarity. And then sometimes there is, because you see it. But with business, it's like you work on fit. You don't always see clarity. You can make plans. You can make a business plan. You can put everything together. But at the end of the day, you are just hoping, that it comes to life and that whatever it is going to work. But it's never very much a clear vision. Like, it can be clear, but not as, there's always going to be the blind spots, So I don't know. I don't know if I answered that question.
you did.
Yeah, it's
Because like what I can think of is, like how sometimes we feel like we have a clarity on life.
Yeah.
And we kind of have a picture on what we think our life is supposed to look like, and it's never that way. Like it's never like a straight path, right? Like there's ups, downs, sideways. Life can smack you. You know what I mean? So there is no clarity. Honestly, you just gotta roll with the punches.
you just gotta go with the punches. It's
definitely
almost like,
agree.
okay, you have your plans and God have His plans for you, and that's just it.
Yes.
So you pray about it and you do what you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no clarity.
That's true.
So like you haven't, I guess when you don't have clarity, is that a moment where you feel like you're stuck? And if you do, like what do you do to kind of help yourself move forward?
Oh, there's a lot of moments where I feel like I'm stuck. There's a whole lot of moments where I feel like I'm stuck. And you know what? That's when you go back to looking for the things that motivated you first. Sometimes just actually even pause and just find something else to do. And then come back to that one thing that you like. And then figure out like, okay, what is it can I change here? Like, what can I do to move forward? What have I not been doing? Because sometimes it's like we worry about what's not going right. But then it's also ask yourself questions. What am I not doing right?
Yeah.
What can I change? What can I do to help me grow? And what can I do to get more discipline? So entrepreneurship it's a crazy road.
Yeah.
You just have to be strong. You got to learn faith. If you don't believe in nothing, you need to find something to believe in. I don't care if you're religious, you're not a Christian, you're not what, but you're going to have to believe in something because that's the only way it works.
Yeah.
That's the only way. You don't get up today and say, tomorrow I'm going to have this amount of, orders coming in, or next month is going to be so and so. You can plan, but it's not corporate. You're not on payroll.
Yeah.
And so you just...
That's the thing. You're not on payroll.
No. you pray.
no
You pray that it comes.
No, you just gotta like...
Yeah,
It's all on you
hope.
and your
It's all
business.
fit. That's it. That's it.
Girl, so like, because I know this is something that you and I have spoke on previously. How do you like not lose joy when you're in those moments where you just feel burnt out and like, how do you keep pushing in that? Yeah.
Again, I think this also comes with a calling for some people. And like I said, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. I'm not saying be disappointed or don't be discouraged if you want to open a business. You can definitely go ahead and do it. However, don't let nobody tell you you're not, leave your business or your job and go and do business. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
So for me, when I feel burnout, which I do a lot, because the industry I'm in, you work on being burnt out.
Yeah.
And so every day is, make time for yourself. It used to be where I was just working, and I literally at one point went into the mental space where it's just, I was losing it.
Wow.
And so I was like, I'm going to just shut everything down. I don't want to do it. I don't know if you remember, I had that conversation, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And I had to pause for some time. I took a trip. I went to Ghana. This actually wasn't even long ago. I went to Ghana for some time. And after that trip, I talked to other people. It was calming. And I processed a lot of things. Why did I get into this business? Why do I want to stay? What's there for me? How does it make me feel? What do I do for other people that make them happy, that makes me happy? And so it all came back together, and I came back, and when I was just back on I kept it rolling. And so find your friends, take the little, if you can take trips, take the trips, they help. If you have to just take time off, just, little catch-ups with your friends, like chats, spend time with your family. Small things like that, you have to have a balance and then take some time for yourself.
Yes.
Take time for yourself. I had to learn that the hard way, you guys. That's why when you call me on Sunday, I don't answer you no more. Right?
That's your U-turn.
That's my time. Yeah.
So What is one thing you wish you knew before becoming an entrepreneur that you didn't know before?
Oh, you just want one thing?
You can get more, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh man.
What are some things you wish you knew before becoming an entrepreneur?
You know, when I started, I didn't have any mentors or anyone. I just started. I started out of just being sick of everything, just sick of life, and just like it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
I wish someone had told me. Like I knew it was going to be hard, but I wish somebody had told me like it's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
You know, there's the parts where you go into the like legal parts of the business plans, and I wish someone had like advised me on certain things with
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more that you wouldn't know, but you learn as you go.
Yeah.
And so whatever you make mistakes on, you go back and learn. You know, don't beat
Absolutely.
yourself up. Just learn.
Yeah, using every opportunity
It-
you
yeah,
get to
that's
just
it.
grow and learn.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a first of something. And
Right.
that's the only way. That's the only way you're going to learn.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you stay confident, right? Like, how do you stay confident in your business? Like, you know, this is my industry. I got this. Like, how do you stay so confident? I like that laugh.
I had to learn that over time.
Okay.
I remember at first, like when I first started, I definitely was not that confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of things used to scare me. When even like a client just complain about the smallest of things, that's not even my fault. I'll be like, you know, I'll freak out. But over time, you learn so much. You start to, every mistake that I've made, I went back and built a system for it. And I'm just still working on those things. So right
Yeah.
now, like I'm building systems. At a certain point, you just learn, like, listen, I'm the boss of this. This is my business. I'm the one who wake up every morning and make sure that these people are good, that you're good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here. So just speak life into yourself.
Yeah.
And don't let nobody overshadow you. Don't let nobody take your shine from you. Just keep it moving.
Yeah.
It's gonna be those days where it's like you see other people moving forward, you see other people doing things, they're getting deals here and there, you know, and you're like, geez, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even that good enough. Maybe
Yeah.
this industry is not for me. It's
Yeah.
oversaturated.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's really not.
Don't let that fool you. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
and-
feel like
Go ahead.
I feel like everybody have their own thing.
That's
You know
exactly
what I
what I
mean?
was about to say.
There we go.
Everybody has their own path.
Yeah, so you just have to walk in yours because it's so easy to just compare yourself to everybody else, especially like when you and somebody are doing the same thing, right? And it's like, okay, well, we're doing it, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you might be better,
Yeah.
but they might just, I don't know, God might just be like, okay, it's your time. So, you know, you're going to get all the likes. You're going to get all the customers. And then you're like, well, dang, what am I not doing? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, yeah. It's
Don't feel
crazy.
bad. Just find people to collaborate with.
Yeah,
That's
for
just
sure.
how it works.
That's important.
So how do you like invite God into your business on a regular?
Oh, honey, me and God run this business.
okay, that's your partner.
That's
your
my
business
partner. That's my business partner. If you don't trust nobody, you better trust God, because
God.
that's the only way business. I'm telling you, business works nothing but unfit. Like you have to wake up to it. Like sometimes you're looking at a note, there's nothing coming in,
Yeah.
and you're like, how am I gonna do the next couple of months? Like
Yeah.
I have other people to pay, I have things to pay for, I have bills. How can I do this? And some days I'm like, well, you know what? God, this is you.
Yeah.
If you let me fail now, then it's you.
on you.
It's me and you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fail.
Yeah.
But I know you were doing, you got it.
Yeah. Of
course,
So
yeah.
I keep going from there. And I kid you not, like, maybe the next couple of weeks or so, my phone start going off and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Calm down. We can take this. We can take this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's just really how it works. That's just how I've been living.
Yeah.
There's
So
nothing
before
more.
we go, we want to say thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
But we want to also make sure we plug in your business. So go ahead and tell our audience all about your business and where they can find you.
All right, guys. So you can find me on all the social medias. I'm on Instagram. I'm now on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. If you just type in Mawollie, you will find me on every. If you find anything else that says Mawollie is not, I'm the only one on there. Okay? So it's MAWOLLIE. Just type that in, and you'll find me.
Yes, this was a great episode. We really appreciate it.
Thank
And you're
you
our very first
guys.
guest.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hopefully you'll come back.
Yes,
You'll come
definitely,
back.
definitely.
Come back.
So guys, if you haven't already done so, we want you to go ahead and like and subscribe and follow us on all of our socials at Let's Talk Bestee.
Yes.
And thank you again for joining us.
Bye.
All right, bye.